Good day to you, Capricorn. Welcome to Meenakshi Tarot. Hope you guys are all doing well. This is a general reading for you, Capricorn, for the 3rd week of August. So take what resonates with you, and if any part of this reading does not resonate with you, please look at your moon, your Venus, and your rising. I want to thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. And for those of you who have not yet subscribed, please, if you did like this video, please remember to subscribe. So this is a general reading, and we'll see where this takes us to and what is the message that Spirit has for you, Capricorn. We see Knight of Pentacles came up, the Devil, your energy came up here, and we've got the 8 of Pentacles. So some of you needing to be having to make some decisions right now, and a little bit of haste may be needed from you, although you would love to take a little time to plan and make sure that this is the right way for you. But it could be with regards to something that you have been waiting for, Capricorn. You must also be very mindful of getting yourself involved in situations that start off as being very good in the beginning and very exciting, could be very tempting, but it could actually not be, as it is meant to be. We see a situation that is going to require you a lot of work, a lot of focus. Some of you could be starting a new position that, like I said, has started off to be very promising. A new opportunity, could be new business coming your way, new projects. It really sounds really great for you right now to consider. This is going to be something that you are going to learn a lot from. We see that you've got this energy as well that's coming forward, where some of you might be feeling a little stuck, and you've got to be so mindful of the people that you are dealing with. You could be having a situation where there's a lack of cooperation in your environment, and you are looking to need to create balance within yourself, knowing that this is just a temporary situation, creating this balance until things become more stabilized and more settled, and you do literally need to have a juggling act. So try not to force yourself to get involved in too many things at one time, but rather focus your energy on 1 or 2 tasks and get that done before you take on too much. We also see that some of you most probably would have to re-evaluate the way you're looking at situations and things. Take time to make sure you got all the information, you have all the facts as you move forward to new options and new possibilities for yourself. We see that there is a certain sense of urgency from some of you people to make some decisions. Some of them can be really things that are going to change a lot for you. We see that there has been a situation where there has been a lot of work that has been done, Capricorn, and you have put in a lot of effort to make these changes happen for yourself and in your life. However, it's also a case of, even though these opportunities are there for you, there's still a ways to go before you reach the destination that you would really like. But also be mindful of not being forced into things, even though situations might seem to be moving along speedily. Try not to get yourself rushed into things, and also try not to be too stagnant and being too cautious with your energy, with yourself, and not moving forward. So a lot of balance, not just a lot of balance required as you are transgressing and moving forward at this point in your life. So I'm going to draw some more cards to see what is a further message for you here, Capricorn. Okay, let's see. On the Knight of Pentacles, we've got the King of Swords, which has come up twice in this reading. You've got the Hangman in reverse. You've got the Knight of Swords again. You've got this. Have you got this twice? Yes, you've got this twice. You've got it here and here. You've got the 10 of Swords in reverse. You've got the 8 of Cups again in reverse. You've got the Emperor reverse, you've got the 7 of Cups, you've got the Magician in reverse, and you have got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So there's a little bit of stagnation. There is a little bit of you needing to come to the party with regards to certain things. You could have this air energy in your chart, and that is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy in your chart. You could be dealing with these kinds of people. You could also have this fire energy, which is Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries energy in your chart, or you're dealing with these kind of people. You could most probably have an Aries person in your space that you're needing to deal with. But this also calls upon our attitudes towards things, Capricorn, that it's very important that we become mindful of how we are behaving when it comes to certain situations. We see that many of you are looking to the past in terms of lessons learned, situations, wisdom, getting your direction as you move forwards. A lot of you have made some very hasty decisions, which has now required you to have to rethink and reevaluate yourself as you move forward. And a lot of your answers in your present moment could lie very much in the past, in how things were done. And if you have to make some quick decisions, some quick choices, this information, this knowledge that you have from past situations and how past situations were handled is going to hold you in good stead now, especially when it comes to relationships. If it's work relationships or even a personal relationships, these are not, you are not entering a new phase of your life where you are not aware of these situations. You obviously got some form of experience, or you've known somebody who's gone through similar situations. Be very mindful of not getting caught up in toxic relationships or relationships where there are certain addiction issues that are coming up here. We see that some of you could also be feeling as though, there was some kind of betrayal in the past that you've experienced. And now we see that you are in this phase where you are trying to make the best out of a very difficult situation. And as much as you may feel that you don't have, all the information, you don't have all the skills and whatever, you do have what it takes because of this past wisdom that you've had in your life in dealing with things. This could be, this news that you're getting that is really not very happy news. It could be, you could be affected by somebody who's got this very strong King of Swords energy, somebody who could have been very difficult to deal with, who's brought upon some difficulties into your life. But you know what? You need to just look at the choices that you have. Look at, sometimes you could have discarded some meaningful offers, and you could have also, you need to take cognizance of certain situations where there was positive relationships that you had walked away from that you thought you could do better than. And these are things that, there was a certain level of illusion that has happened in the past where some of you could have been caught up in a situation where you made a mistake. There was definitely some illusion from your part or from the information that you received that this was going to be a certain way, and it didn't happen that way. Very often we get caught up in our heads with how we are seeing a situation, and it's not really the truth of what the situation is like, but we allow ourselves to get so caught up that we think that this is the truth, when in actual fact it is not the truth. So be very mindful about these situations. Some of you could be having lost a lot of perspective in your truth. Some of you could be facing this where there has been a lot of loss that you've had to deal with. You also have to be very responsible about yourself here, Capricorn. My readings are really based on self-empowerment, on how we can make ourselves better and not blame other people for the choices that we have made. And, although it might seem very harsh to some of you, when we take a good look at ourselves and the mistakes that we made, and we can correct these mistakes, we can move forward and make better choices for ourselves. So we see here there has been a lot of error in judgment that has been carrying on for quite a while, Capricorn. And we need to look at this positively and say, okay, fine. I've done this and I've done that, and I've listened to this, and I've been under a cloud of delusion, and I've made some choices, and it's put me in a very bad situation. But I do need to be aware of it. Firstly, we need to be aware of it, because right now things are not exactly the way you would like it to be, but they are the way they are. And sometimes it could be a lot of you having a lot of wishful thinking, and you could be in the state of feeling as though, things are not working out for you because you're having these positive thoughts. Some of you could be putting out these positive affirmations and things are not working. But it's also a case of, if you if your soil is not fertile and ready, if the timing is not ready, and you're doing all of these positive things without cleaning up the chaos, it's really not going to go very far. So you do need to sort up the chaos. You need to sort out the muck that has occurred in your situations. Some of you could be also dealing with somebody who has been behaving a bit of with a bit of dishonesty, some deception. There could be a lot more Capricorn, putting your trust in people that you can't really rely on. And this is where you keep making the same mistake. You keep falling for the same stories and the same lines, and you keep trusting people that are keep telling you the same nonsense, the same BS keeps coming through, because you are putting your faith and your trust in people that are unreliable. You know, you really need to look at, there has been a lot of difficulties that some of you are experiencing. There has been a lot of loss, a lot of, lack, a promise of new beginnings that has not happened. So there's all of this coming through here. So I'm going to pull a few more cards to see what's going on here, Capricorn. What is going on here? This has been ongoing this year in Capricorn's readings. There's this negative energy where things are, you're just making one bad decision after the other, getting caught up in toxic situations, trusting the wrong people, and you actually cannot play the blame game here. This is about taking responsibility, Capricorn. You cannot play the blame game and blame other people for the decisions that you have made. You got the Tower card. The Tower card is really about change and chaos, and you got the Wheel of Fortune here. So you could be in a cycle of keep coming back to this Tower moment. You could be having a situation where you keep coming back, where you need to make these changes. And you know what? You need to, like the first, we're looking at as the cards are unfolding here, you need to get to this point of acceptance, of learning from the past. And this Tower card says to me, you really need to work through the chaos. You cannot avoid the chaos. You cannot avoid what has happened. You have to allow this rebirth to happen. You have to realize, you know what, this destruction that comes into my space is for me to learn. I cannot try to avoid it. If you can learn through this and go through the cyclic situation that some of you keep going through, where it's like going forward and going backwards, taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Some cases you're taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. So you need to get beyond the situation and understand that, life is cyclic, and you can move on, and you can get to that place of positive affirmation where things are working out for you. And with this beautiful 6 of Wands energy, you can get the fame and the acclamation that you so desire in your personal space. But you do need to get to this point of going through this chaos. Some of you are still dealing with a lot of grief, a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, a lot of loss. And you may be feeling as though people are not understanding. You may be going through all of this trauma, and it's as though you're screaming silently within yourself, and you wonder whether anybody can hear you. You can hear yourself screaming, and you need to start to listen to yourself, and you need to start to acknowledge yourself. You've got the Emperor on the Emperor here, and this is very important. This is Aries energy. But firstly, you need to start to rethink and restructure yourself in terms of your thoughts and your goals and the way that you are seeing things for yourself. You need to look at your vision for yourself and, think about things carefully. Take time out to pause, have a new idea as you move forward. And when you are choosing people to cooperate with, people to have a situation of working together with somebody else, whether it's a personal relationship, whether it's a work relationship, whether it's a financial situation, living together situation, ensure that your knowledge from the past allows you to make better choices. It's no use going through all of these negative experiences. It's like you're walking down the road, you see the hole, and you keep falling into the same hole. If you can't keep doing this. You need to say, okay, I'm walking down here, I know that there's this hole, I need to avoid it, or I need to take a different direction. This is life for you. You need to either take a different direction, or if you're going to keep on the same path, you need to use your wisdom from the past and make better choices. You need to come into this Emperor energy for yourself. You need to be able to take control of your life and your situations as you move forward, knowing that you have both the power and the initiative to make the right choices. You need to also realize that, don't just jump into things. You need to get to a point of not relying so much on other people. Otherwise, you are going to repeat the cycle of being constantly disappointed. You need to look before you leap. Make sure you have all the facts. Make sure that you understand the truth of the situation and not fall for sweet tales. Find out the truth. You'd rather have the harsh truth than be told sweet lies. So be honest with yourself as well, Capricorn. Okay, everybody wants to be loved. I do know that we all want to be loved. We want to be in situations where we are financially good, where we are loved, where we are wanted. But if somebody is not treating you right, you need to start to take a moment to step back and start to treat yourself right. You have got this wisdom, you have got this knowledge, you've got these ideas that you want to move forward with. And in some cases, moving forward with these ideas might mean that you might have to walk this path alone. It might feel that you have to deal with some betrayal. You need to break things down to basically what is important as you migrate from one situation to another. You know what you need to do, Capricorn, and how you need to move forward. So let us draw a few more cards here and get a few more messages for you guys to see what is the message here for you, Capricorn. A lot of movement required from you, Capricorn. A lot of, letting the past go and allowing yourself to pick yourself up. Okay, I dropped a whole batch of cards. I seem to be very buttery fingers every time I seem to be shuffling cards of late. So let me see what has fallen out. A lot of cards has fallen out here, but let's see what is the message for us here if I pull out all of these cards that have fallen out. Okay, we see that some of you have got a situation. This is what has fallen out in a love situation with you and somebody, one particular person. But there's been a lot of anxiety with regards to this relationship and the situation, and it seems to be anxiety with regards to finances. We see that even in this love situation, there has been some broken-hearted anxiety, and there's also the realization that some of you need to heal yourself, and you need to detach from this attaching your relationships to financial situations. It's very important that you step away from attaching your relationships to a financial outcome. While somebody else might offer you the financial stability, if that is your reason to be with somebody because of financial stability, you are not doing yourself any favors by being in a situation like that. We see that it is possible for you to get to this point of, if you can prioritize yourself, this door to personal healing and happiness opens up for you. And you need to realize, Capricorn, that you have both the wisdom and the strength to succeed. You need to find this inner strength. You need to find the self-love. You need to find this unity with yourself, this commitment with yourself to rise above this dependence on other people. It's very important that you learn to be more independent, Capricorn. Let me shuffle some cards from Sacred Traveler and see what is their message here for you, Capricorn. Okay, what is the message for Capricorn from Sacred Traveler? Okay, let's see, what do we have here, Sacred Traveler, for? Yes, you need to realize that you do have the whole world out there for you, vast vistas. You need to expand your horizons, but you also need to know that you have to keep moving forward, and you need to ascend your mountains. Whatever obstacles you face, you need to keep moving forward and realize that there are blessings at the end of this rainbow. You need to trust yourself, you need to trust the situation, you need to trust your truth, and know that there's a whole world out there for you. The only limits that you are having, Capricorn, are the ones that you are placing on yourself. Let's see, what is the message from Starseed Oracle for you? So, Capricorn, what is this message here for you from Starseed Oracle? This is really very much a time of you having to take cognizance of yourself, having to trust yourself, having to trust your intellect, having to trust your knowledge, and having to trust the fact that you know what it is that you need in order to move forward. So, what is the card from Starseed Oracle for you? Karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. Sometimes, and you've got this Tower card here, and this is why I say sometimes what we don't realize, a lot of people may not agree with this, but through chaos we learn a lot about ourselves, about other people, and we grow. We grow through things that sometimes get turned upside down. And this is what this card is saying to us, that even through a conflict situation, it allows us to grow both as an individual and as a community and in our relationships. Do not attach yourself to the conflict. Sometimes those conflict situations allow you to become a better person. But remember, there's a difference between a conflict and a toxic situation. There's a difference. Can be a toxic. What starts off as good is a toxic situation. So this is more about realizing the differences, you know, the vast differences in situations, and allowing yourself to grow, to expand, to become a better person, and to understand your relation with other people and the need to be with other people and having these other people in our spaces. Too often we do not understand the importance of our situations and our relationships, and we get involved in relationships with people that are beyond what it's supposed to be. There's a time for everything. There's a time and a purpose for everything. So you need to know that we have our soul relationships with people. We also have our twin flame relationships. And some people just come into your life as a soul relationship to teach you something, and then they leave. And we have a lot of these relationships, a lot of these karmic relationships in our lives, where people come and they go. Some people stay for a while, but some people generally just leave. And so you just need to know that these relationships are here to teach you something, and you need to learn something from these relationships. Don't allow yourself to feel that it's a waste of time. And if there is conflict within a situation, you need to understand where this person's coming from, and you need to take a moment to pause and see where you are coming from with regards to why you are feeling the way you are feeling. Everybody has a right to a different opinion and to a different approach. It's just that the end goal, if you are in a relationship or in a community, it's understanding the end goal. So Capricorn, I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. And if it has resonated with you, please remember to subscribe and like my videos. Until next time, please take care and goodbye.